Welcome to Investment Talk Only with Johnny Ruiz. It's time to get to the money. It's Investment Talk Only. If you say you got the money, you gotta show me.
Welcome to Investment Talk Only. I'm your host, Johnny Ruiz. Got my co-host,
Morning Benitez.
And we got a special guest here, longtime friend, Charles Martinez, also known as CL Kid. What's up, Charles?
What up, guys? Thanks for having me on here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Obviously, this is a show about investing, so we're definitely going to get into your experience about investing and all your ups and downs. But we do have other business ventures that we're going to get into, and then we want to touch on a topic about investing discipline, financial discipline, and of course, stock of the week. So before we get into all that, want to make sure you guys go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the alert bell. So whenever we drop videos, you can guys get the information as it comes out. All right. So Charles, can quickly, before we get into your investing stuff, you want to just give an intro about you and tell us people about you, what you do, a quick introduction.
Yeah, sure. So like you said, my name is Charles Martinez. CL Kid is my artist name. I'm an artist, music artist and producer in Orlando here. So I had investing experience through UCF. Went there years back, got my degree, kind of on and off with it over the years, but more so heavily into it lately. And obviously a longtime friend of Johnny Ruiz, as you just said, and his sister here now. Other than that, I do a lot of entrepreneurial things, writing, podcasts other than this podcast as well. So just heavy in the like entrepreneurial end, not so much 9 to 5 for sure.
All right,
You're like the jack of all trades.
Yeah, I try to be. I try to put my hand in everything.
So I think you're underselling yourself. Like, who is CL Kid?
Sure. For sure, he's underselling himself. I'm like, that's it? I'm like, no, there's way more.
Well, short to the point, right? No. Well, I don't know. I'm a chance taker. When it even comes to investing, I'm okay with risk. I don't care. I'm like all in on something. Not to say I do things stupidly or without thought, but I'm very quick to make my decisions. So that's kind of how I handle investing. But aside from that, if I have a dream or anything that I'm passionate about, even slightly, I run with it. So whether it be the investing, I'll do that. If it's the music, I'll take a chance on something. If it's, my writing, I'm starting up children's books. Obviously, we have this nonprofit that me and Johnny here we'll get into in a second. We just started up Be the Reason. That's another thing, any thought that I have, I'll do it. So I never take an opportunity to just consider like this would be kind of cool to do. Why not just do it? So I'm always a man of action, I guess.
Cool. I got a question, Monique, and I'll give it up to you. CL Kid, is that just a rapper or is that all the things that you just mentioned right there? Like the entrepreneur, the writer and all that stuff, like, because obviously when we Google you, the first thing we're going to see is CL Kid. So is that the rapper or the entrepreneur?
That's the rapper or music entity, I should say, because everything that goes along with either the production side or videos or the music itself, that's what the label is tagged with. My name as just my straight government name, Charles Martinez. There is some other things and other ventures. I partner in a magazine company. All the things I just said, aside from the music as well, are under my standard name there. But the personality is one the same. You meet me for 5 minutes. As you know me right now in this podcast, it's as you know me if you knew me for 50 years. So it's not a character change to go from CL Kid to who I am. I'm still goofy, lighthearted, but serious when it needs to be, regardless.
Sounds like a dating.
Well, I like to, I'm not a big walk on the beach type, I do like the rain, cozy seats, cuddles at night.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's funny.
Yeah.
So we're going to add comedian onto his,
comedian.
I'm thinking about doing stand-up comedy. I got a guy that wants to try
I would definitely be there at the show.
Yeah, I started writing a skit. but it's only like 5 minutes long right now. So I got to dive back into that.
You almost like, I don't know if you could compare it to somebody else, but like a Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, he's like very talented. He's good actor, good singer.
Oh yeah, he's got the vocals down way better than I do. But either way, like you said, he attaches himself to every idea he has.
Yeah, stand-up comedian. Like he's actually funny. It's like the stuff that he does it really good.
I didn't think of that. You're right. Jamie Foxx, he is well-rounded.
He's very talented. Yeah.
Well, I will take that comparison. So I'll run with that.
Yeah, compliment. You got anything, Monique?
Update
You
on
been
me.
doing in investing and stuff.
I'm just out here in these streets, in these investing streets, learning and continuing to grow. I've been a little bit less as far as like studying and stuff like that, but definitely been investing, trying to learn new strategies, like working on some other ways to get residual income, things like that, jumping into the real estate market. I'm about to jump into the real estate market, and yeah, so just a couple of things up my sleeve,
Very
working.
cool, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Charles, I want to get your background and history, and even recently, what is your experience with investing? Like, what have you dabbled into the most? What have you got lucky with by accident? I don't know, just tell us your story about investing.
Oh, sure. So like I said, initially, college got me into this, right? So once I got heavy into the music thing, at that time, I reference all these things I'm doing now, but at that time I was pretty single-minded with it. I was just all in on the music, doing that. I got away from investing. Once it became to the point where I wasn't working a 9-to-5 type job and trying to just make it off of whether it be music or other various little things on the side, that's when I started diving back in. I met you. I didn't meet you because I already knew you, but we started, hanging a little more and talking into it, which is kind of nice because it's an opportunity to have conversations on the business end with somebody who's like-minded, which that was great. Since then, and that was a year or two ago. Since then, I've been way more into investing, just more swing trades. That's how I handle. So, and also crypto. I know a lot of people shy away from crypto because of volatility.
What is the big thing? Crypto? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I mean, you're good. Jump in.
I need to know what is the next thing in crypto.
Okay, so obviously everybody's waiting on the SHIB. Obviously, Shiba is the thing right now. Shiba Inu is the thing right now. That's a project that's kind of sitting. Yeah, I mean, it's had real movement in the past.
I'm saying it's
month.
really like going to be the next big thing, like people are talking about.
I would say it has the biggest opportunity to hit a huge gain because of its recent gain. So it had a 700% increase last month. And that's a bunch of that was over a small window of time. So I just say a month, but it didn't take a month to really do that. And so the excitement with that, similar to Dogecoin at the time, but this is still way under a penny. Dogecoin, when it hit its popularity, was starting to hit around 5-6 cents.
Yeah.
Was when common people were starting to hear about it. That surged up to 70 cents or whatever it may have been, 74 cents. But it's since slid back down to like a 27. So the support resistance there is anywhere between like 23 and 31 right now. Whereas with Shiba, you're still 3-4 decimal places away from a penny. So the excitement there is huge because, you put $100 on it. You had a guy who bought it with a few more zeros prior. He put $8,000 and now he's a billionaire. And that's just based off, it hasn't even hit a penny, right? So you figure whatever
that's real, like that really happened?
Yeah, that really happened. Yeah, so when you can get in on things really cheap, the risk is almost minimal because the odds of it dropping in the other direction are so like,
close to zero that
yeah, you got plenty of time to make a decision, especially on a small investment.
But right? I wanted to call a timeout because I wanted to touch on the billionaire thing. I saw that.
Sure.
I was like, doesn't that mean timeout? What is that? Football? Basketball?
I think it's basketball, right? Full time.
Oh, they're all timeouts. They all got timeouts. Even baseball has timeouts.
Yeah. No, but I wanted to admit, for the first time in my life, I was like, I'm a hater, because I saw that. I was like, I was just mad. 8,000 to a billionaire.
It's tough, man. It's tough because there's not. So you look at a lot of these sites, they have, and you're not to shy away from the stocks because I love the stocks as well, but they have charts for these things. But for the most parts, the leading apps have charts that don't have a lot of indicators on them. So they don't really get treated as a stock would, but I still feel like that is the way that 9 times out of 10 you should approach it. However, things like Shiba, things like Doge are based entirely off
popularity.
Only that. Literally only that. They have no value besides that. They're not like Bitcoin or Ethereum, where even if they are pieces of that blockchain, they don't have an actual value attached to them individually. So it's solely based off the buzz and the word of mouth. And
I heard it's on a billboard in New York.
yeah, so Safe Moon was another one of these. It actually has a value, Safe Moon, so it's not necessarily just a meme coin, but
it has a utility, right?
It has a utility. Yeah, I apologize. I should say that. Just as an example, is a lot of times it's people buy the rumor, sell the news with crypto. You know, you're so excited for it, so people start to buy it, and as soon as it is launched on these platforms, it doesn't really take a step forward. It tends to level out or even dip for a second and then fall back into natural stock type swings. But that is one that if you can get in right now, I mean, if you should have gotten prior, but if you can get in now, I say why not? If it's, as long as it's money, like, you know, you always say with any rule of investing, don't invest your
but
rent.
you're going to lose.
Yeah, don't invest your rent. You know, if you invest your rent, if you have side money that you're just willing to lose, I would definitely throw it in Shiba, because if they make these partnerships, you just never know where it could go, and you're still getting in at a price that hasn't even hit a penny yet. So if you had $100 now and you put it in, I'm not gonna do the math here, but let's just pretend that $100 went to $2,000 at a penny, right? That's incorrect, but who cares, right? If it was at $2,000 at a penny, every time it rises a penny, you would gain $2,000. So obviously, from 1 cent to 2 cents, you double your money. From 2 cents to 3 cents, you.
But you're not gonna do the math though.
Correct. I'm not going to do the math.
I know he's like saying all the numbers, but he's like, I'm not going to do the math.
Okay. I'm talking about that's the simple math. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to say here, well, you're going to drop off 4 zeros. It's at, 0.000056 right now. I'm not going to get into all that, but you get the point. Whatever you have at a penny, it's you're adding that amount on for every penny increase. So if something can reach a penny, it could definitely reach 10 cents. That's vaguely saying. There's a lot of examples that don't show that, but, Shiba is the hot thing right now, I would say, for sure.
Well, for me, people always hit me up like, oh, that they're not into investing at all. And they hear about crypto or Shiba and they, hey, Moni, what do you know about? And I'm like, listen, I don't know that much about crypto. All I know is just the word on the street. So if you have some extra money, throw it in there,
Yeah, let them know. If you need any help, let me up.
Yo, so everyone take a moment. Hit that subscribe button right there, down below. Subscribe, like, and share. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at investment_talk_only_MDI. Yes, that's the name. And definitely hit us up in the DM. Or you can email us at admin@mdinvestmentsllc.com. We definitely want to hear from you. We want your questions. We want your feedback. So hit us up. Anyways, let's get back to this money investment talk only.
So what I really want to talk about, since we have you guys both here, is your new nonprofit organization, Be the Reason. I am so excited for it. I just want to know all about it. I want to get into it. I want to volunteer. So can you tell me a little bit about it? Who wants to go?
Sure. I mean, Johnny,
hey man, he's a guest. I get to talk on here all the time. He's a guest, so go ahead.
Fair. Yeah, I don't want to steal the attention here, right? But yeah. So Be the Reason, nonprofit organization, right? Me and Johnny here, just starting that up. We just want to give back, right? This whole podcast, everything that you guys are doing on here, is essentially you're giving away the skills that you've been fortunate enough to gain. Obviously, they weren't handed to you. You had to go out and work, but nonetheless, you were still willing to take those skills and hand them away. Giving back is true to, I know that's something I love. There's no better feeling than giving for me. And I can tell Johnny is the same way just from knowing him. You kind of have to take my word on that, but that's something we're both passionate about. So in terms of the organization itself and the projects that we want to dive into, they're just very heavily community-based and long-term based. So initially, we're going to have projects like helping the homeless, putting together some care packs. That's something that we're going to be doing right off the bat soon here. And I'll give you more information on that towards the end. But aside from that, doing things that help our community in the long term, like investing knowledge, something that if you grew up without money, you tend to grow up around other people without money. So for the most part, you don't learn the skills or the trades to even think about investing. You're not even considering saving, considering growth opportunities, letting your money work for yourself. works for itself. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. I'm just saying, for the most part, you see communities that are poor stay poor over the course of 100 years, and so on and so forth. The rich stay rich, right? So we want to make sure that all this information that we have, that we're giving back to communities, such as we have clubs. We want to start up investment clubs in high schools as well, so that we can go into classrooms, teach the coursework, and really express to them like the importance of not just saving but investing. So that's one method of taking youth and showing, hey, look, you can be doing these things that the rich people are doing, and it's nothing to do with your class or anything. Like, we only want to teach people without money, as if, you know, that's the only people we should be reaching. But everyone has the opportunity to be doing the same thing that wealthy, successful people are doing, and we want them to do that while also believing they can do that. So it's giving away information, giving away opportunity, and while still doing enough community projects to, you know, make us feel good about the direction of the overall brand, because that's how we want to be. We want to be seen as givers.
Nice. Because where did the name Be the Reason come from? Like, how did that stem?
So talking about being the reason someone lives a better tomorrow is one of our phrases, and that just hearing that alone, it's obvious what our direction is. And we wanted to be sure that the name really embodies what we do, and not that it's one dimensional, right? So a lot of time we were trying to think of investment names because that's the core of our education. But it doesn't truly speak to the fact that we just want to help in any way we can. I don't care what way it is. If we have the opportunity to help, then I want to be a part of that project. So it, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be just investing based all the time. So that's, we felt that the name was something that really truly showed the direction we were going for.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Be the Reason for me is I want to be the reason to inspire young people to do the same thing, to be involved in communities and, you know, inspire change or be the reason for change. So it could be unique to anybody for whatever reason they want to have a positive impact, for them to be the reason for whatever they want to fill in for. So I love this company and this concept because, so just to personalize it for me, I've been volunteering since like 19 years old. I joined the Army, and there was this opportunity to help out elementary school kids that were struggling with classwork. I got to help like this third grade year old girl, and to see like the impact I had on her, and to go there every week and, you know, participate in their like field day, and just she'll see me outside of even, you know, the tutoring session, you know, a light up per day. And ever since then, I just been volunteering all the time. And I volunteered in Baltimore. And then two things happened that really affected me, where I'm like, we need to change things. So one of them was I was volunteering for a homeless, like kind of like they set up booths to give them different services, like give them a haircut or help with the resume. And I just seen so many people there, and it just baffled me how many people were there to get
like
those services.
Volunteers or homeless?
No, that needed the help, that needed the services.
wow.
And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, nobody should have to struggle like this hard. So that really impacted me. And basically we got to go with one person and walk them through each services so that we can hear their story and just talk to them throughout the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was just like, wow. It was just impactful. So that was one thing. And the other thing, in the same city in Baltimore, this one day there was actually like a car accident. It was a traffic jam, and it was gonna back up my travel time a lot. So anyway, so I needed to find another route, so I had to get off the highway. And to get off the highway, I actually drove through the city of Baltimore to get around that traffic. And when I drove through the city of Baltimore, it was just like, I'm on a, like, we didn't have the best of the best. But what I saw there when I drove through the city, it was horrible. It was like the slums.
Yeah, I grew up like that in my yeah, it's terrible. Well,
like
when I was a child,
no windows in the buildings and stuff like that. And I was literally like driving through the city, like, how can the mayor let this like be like this? Ever since then, I'm like, man, we need to do something to make an impact.
That's inspiring. I like that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
I think I know Charles pretty well enough, but we're both pretty determined to get out there and have the best interest of the other people at
Yeah.
heart. And we're
And
not
it's
we're not in
funny.
it for any benefit.
Yeah, I don't care what we get from this. Like in terms of, I just give effort.
Gotcha. So this kind of goes, I could kind of like go into what I was thinking of talking about, which was financial discipline. And that kind of like realms into that, because when like some of the, what is it called? FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I think that plays a lot in financial discipline. So I think most people can be simple and like live a simplified life and be good to go with the basic things that they have. But then they have access to everyone else's life and seeing what's out there and what they're missing out on, right? And it causes them to make careless financial decisions like, oh, I'm gonna go buy this new car so I can show out. I'm gonna go and do this, and like instead of knowing like I shouldn't be spending this money, I should be saving this, or I should be making these moves, but instead, homeboy over there is doing whatever. You see him and his wife, they just did whatever, and then they make, decisions. So, like Johnny, you're a simple guy, right? You can probably go buy whatever you want right now. You're a simple man. What kind of how do you stay financially disciplined when you can go and splurge and do all these things, but knowing you got to make some smart moves?
First of all, I think I'm pretty exciting, man. I don't think I'm simple, but
well, simple. You know what I mean? Like you don't need lavish things. You don't.
No, I know what you mean.
That's what I meant. Oh.
No, so I think people have to like study winning, like the concept of winning. Because I think winning to me is like just consistency. So it's not like a one-time thing, like you said, like FOMO, fear of missing out, like where they're looking for the big hit. Like honestly, winning most of the time, now you might get that 1% where you'll hit big because you got lucky, but overall, like your chances are not well. It's like hitting the lottery. But winning, it takes consistency over a long period of time, and winning is boring. Like most of the journey is boring. Like the end result is always displayed, and like the Kobe's and the Jordans. Yeah, you see them win a championship. That happens over like a 2-week span. My God, they spent hours and hours and months in the gym perfecting their craft and tedious stuff that is like so boring. So when we talk about investing, it is boring. The winning part is boring. So you have to be patient. Exciting. Yeah. I'm saying you have to be patient. Like 80% of it is like almost like watching, waiting.
Oh yeah.
Answer it. It's not participating. And you have to have that discipline to be able to want to win enough to be that disciplined and wait and whatever. But I think people have to study the actual concept of winning, and it doesn't matter what the field is. But are you willing to do whatever it takes? If 80% of investing is getting in a good entry, are you actually willing to do that? Are you that disciplined to do that? So whatever it takes, I think people almost think they would do whatever it takes, but when it comes down to it, that's not really the case. But a lot of times just everything is boring because it's all the back work that nobody sees that leads up to the winning part. So that's what I think discipline is just putting in the work. Are you willing to put in the work? Yeah. And whatever it takes to do to actually get to the winning point, or do you just want the shortcut?
A lot of people want the shortcut. A lot of people want the fast success. Like, what's the answer? Monique, ask your brother, what's the answer? What's the answer? How do you get? Like nobody wants to do. And then when we send like, okay, do this research, watch this video, do this, like they're like, just tell me. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like you can't just tell you. Like, do you really want to understand, or do you want like? Yeah,
so it might work the first time, but the second or third time, it might work 2 times in a row. The third time is gonna blow your account. Like you're just gonna whatever you did to try to get to the shortcut,
Really giving
it's gonna do the
goosebumps.
reverse.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Charles? What's your take on that?
No, I definitely agree with you guys, especially when it comes to FOMO, because FOMO is so like by the time you feel FOMO, you're already too late. So a lot of times you look at like crypto, like I was talking about, you get so many people like now they're like, oh man, like I want to get in on all the things that I'm reading about. And I'm like, well, you want to get in so badly that you're getting in at a time that it's already so high. And I'm not saying it can't keep rising because that's what you're hoping for, but you're willing to buy high with the high potential of it crashing just because you want to be a part of it or you want to get in because of the quick and easy win that you guys are referencing. And it's like, especially in stocks, like you can't do that. Like you can't like say, okay, this, went from $1, not that this would ever happen, it goes from $1 to $2. And you're like, okay, well, I heard about it now. That thing's crazy. It went up to $2. Like, I want to get in. It's like, guy, it's not going to go from $2 to $3 now. Like, at least not at the rate you're expecting it to. Like, you have to accept that you missed that, and that's okay. But now you can be patient, like you guys are referencing, and do your research, get ahead of the curve, do all the things it takes so that when this happens next time, you're one of the people that were in the initial group instead of the people afterward who are just relying on other people to do the research for them. So
I agree. That's how I feel about Sundial, with the stock Sundial. Everybody is like,
I mean, Sundial for a while.
Yeah, you guys been in Sundial for like 2,000 years.
Time. And like averaging down. And I've been putting money, like when I tell you thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in Sundial, and I just keep going down below until I hit 81 cents, right? And then today, it's at 88 cents right now. It just, like, the earnings report came out. But you don't understand, like, so many times I've been negative thousands of dollars. And I'm like, forget this. I'm just gonna take the L. Like, it was so frustrating. And then it will go up a little bit and then come down. Every time I average down, it will go even lower. And I'm like, I can't catch a break. And so for me, that's where discipline came, because the old me would have just been like, I'm out. I'm gonna take the L, who cares? And I'll put it in some, but I just sat on it and just stayed disciplined.
Yeah, but so the difference is, what if it's just a bad company?
Well, I did the research.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it could be just a bad company. You literally could keep on losing. But if you did your research, your DD, you would know that.
Diligence.
Okay. You would know that it's a good company, and then you have the patience because you believe in the company. You know it's gonna go up.
Yeah, but just the fact, but it took a lot of discipline, like just to keep going. I've had it since like February or something like that. So, and they keep saying, oh, it's this time is gonna be the big day. This time, and then you get hype, and then you get disappointed, and like the disappointment makes you want to just quit. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. It's today, finally in the money, and I'm like, you know what? This is great.
Yep.
So
last thing on discipline, and then talk about the homeless shelter, or the homeless venture. Last thing on discipline is, when we talk about discipline, a lot of people, or a lot of new traders, beginning traders or investors, they get caught up in, I guess it's basically FOMO. But the number one rule in investing is buy low, sell high. But it's very tempting. I'm not gonna lie, even me too. When a stock is running up and it's hot, like, you want to get into the party because you're like, oh my God, all these people are making money and I should be getting it too. But if you look at a chart and it's at its high, that's not a good time to buy, because it's going to hit what we call a resistance at some point, and then it's going to go back down. And you're going to be like, oh my God. You can look at the chart and be like, I literally bought at the high and now it's just dipping. So that's where the discipline comes in, is where you're not experiencing FOMO. You're going to let it ride up, test the support level where it's going to go down, and buy at the support level.
Yeah. That's definitely the FOMO right there.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, it would be like somebody, I don't know who, sports reference type thing. It's like Kobe's playing, we obviously, me and you love Kobe, right? And like, I think Kobe's going to score 30 points. All right. So Kobe has, 10 minutes left in the game. He already has 32 points. Like, now you're basically betting, is he already did great. Is he gonna do super great? Not is it gonna just stay great? He has to do beyond great. So is he gonna score 60 points? And you're like, at that point, if you say to yourself, well, I don't think he's gonna score 60 points. Like my FOMO initially, without stopping and thinking, would be like, yeah, keep betting Kobe. Like he's already beyond what you thought he was gonna get to. So you're getting excited now, and you think he's gonna like go way more up. He's not gonna score that much more, you know. But people get in so late, like you said, like you gotta support and resistance is like key. Like that has to be like the first thing that at least pauses you and says, wait a second, if I don't know what I'm doing, let me at least look at some typical moving averages, something to be able to say, okay, let me check myself before I wreck myself, kind of thing. Because like you say, you're buying at the support, like that 9 times out of 10, that's the wrong thing to do. Like, but you know, people like you said,
I want to piggyback off your analogy. Same thing. So if a guy's averaging like 25 points a game, and 2 games in a row he drops 40 plus or whatever. So it's like the third game, are you gonna bet that he's gonna get another 40? Like, no, his average is 25. Like there's not a good likely chance that he's gonna get 40 again. So
see, people always want one thing to look at though. And that's the laziness of like new investors. Like, oh, you know, he got 40 yesterday too, so he could get 40 again. Like, no, stop, check what his average is, you know, your support. If he said it's 30, like he's probably going to score 30. Yeah, but he scored 42 times in a row. Yeah, that's nice. But at the same time, you got to look, that's where you got to do your research. That's where you got to do your due diligence. Like you guys said, like, where is he averagely scoring and why did he score 40? Oh, they were playing two stupid. They were playing two stupid teams. You know, they're playing 2 stupid teams those games. Okay, well, this next game, they're playing somebody really good. Like, all right, he's probably going to go back to his average. But
that's
people
a really
don't want
good
to do
analogy that you guys are using. Like, as like
sports nerds.
Yeah, like somebody who plays sports or anything competitive, like that's a great analogy to use. Like, yeah, you might have a lucky day or 2 or 3, but that's not where you're always going to be at. So go to where they're usually at.
Exactly.
Good advice. I like that.
All right, Charles. So we talk about nonprofit be the reason. Our first project, our first initiative.
Yes, let's hear it.
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it.
So we're gonna do basically we our first initiative. We want to help out the homeless. You know, especially the winter time's coming. Can you tell us something about what we're doing for our first project?
Sure, of course. So one thing we're going to do, like he's already addressed, helping the homeless in our community. This will be primarily centered around downtown Orlando. Just happens to be where we're at, right? So we want to make sure that they at least have the essential needs, anyone homeless. So we're putting together care packs. There's just these backpacks that have things such as socks, blanket, bathroom supplies, you know, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, lotions, whatever, chapstick, things of that nature. Grooming kits that'll just help them get through day-to-day life, a water bottle. There's a whole list of these things, right? So we're putting together these bags to be able to go downtown with a whole car full of them, drive around and literally just hand them out, say a positive message and just give back. I know we're in Orlando. I know it's not freezing outside 9 times out of 10, but still, nonetheless, you're laying on the floor, you don't have any kind of support from anyone else. Like we're fortunate enough to be able to come home every day and do the things, not that I per se take them for granted, but a lot of times I may just overlook it and not think. Like I just get in the shower, take a shower. Like I just brush my teeth, like I don't think twice about it. You know, we want to be able to at least give those essentials back, just as a starting thing. So in our IG, Be the Reason NP, you know, NP for nonprofit, encourage anyone to follow, like, subscribe in terms of your guys' YouTube channel and anything that pairs and associates with it, because we're going to be doing this event very soon. And from this point on, we're going to be taking donations via PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever it may be, to be able to put together these care packs so that we can get out as many as we can to help as many people as we can. As of now, we haven't been marketing it as heavily in that direction, but pretty much from this moment right here in this podcast on, we will be. And that's something that we don't necessarily need donated items. It's more so not to as a money grab or anything, but we're providing the items prior and then using that money to get more. So that would be more so the terms of donations that we're hoping for, and just trying to give back. You know, it's nothing. We don't need a specific amount, any amount is great. Anything you want to give to help is super appreciated. And we just like to feel the support of our town.
Gotcha. I like that. So for people who want to volunteer and sign up, like you said, what is it? Just your Instagram? Are there other ways?
So you can always contact me. Real CL Kid is my Instagram.
Okay.
I have all my information on there in terms of contact. Obviously, Johnny Ruiz himself, you can contact him, whether it's through the Investment Talk Only IG, to this YouTube channel, or whatever personal emails that you would like to do. bethereasonnp@gmail.com is the email for the company itself.
Okay.
If you need any information, we have all that we need to give to you readily on hand. Aside from those methods, once you're into that, we can go through direct messaging, text, contact, whatever we need to do in order to just drive the point home. But yeah, the IG thing is readily available and easily accessible for any modernized person, so that'll work fine.
And do you guys have a date set for this already, or so this is my signing up right now?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we want to do, I guess, just give or take the end of November.
Yeah.
And again, we want to take donations because obviously we're gonna put our own money into it, but obviously the more we get, the more we can put, disperse out to everybody, everybody in need. So 100% of the donations are gonna go to those packs, to making those packs.
Gotcha.
So and anything that we do, as far as project or initiatives going forward,
Okay.
we're not taking it or using it for anything else. So all the help, it will help. It will make a difference. And as far as volunteers, definitely want to get volunteers, because obviously, the more people we get out there, the more impact it will have, not only to the people that we provide service for, but to the people that are watching and that want to do more. And maybe there's some ideas we never thought of. So we want some volunteers to hear their story, or what they're passionate about, to try to make a difference in that. So definitely, like I said, follow all our social medias and look out for our future events. But this is the first one, and so we want to get as much people as involved as possible.
I'm excited.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, a little side note, I have my own merch store as an artist, the CL Kid thing we were discussing earlier. That link's in my link tree as well on IG or Facebook, whatever it might be that you use. If you were to get anything from that store from here till that time, all the proceeds of that will also go towards this. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. We do have shirts for the Be the Reason as well on there, or any kind of items, not just shirts. But regardless of what it may be, anything bought on there, all the proceeds will go to that as well.
Nice. Yeah. This is so awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's exciting, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
It's a place that we've always wanted to be at. The ability to give back.
Yes, giving back is definitely just very fulfilling personally, but then you're also helping somebody else. So
like you said about volunteers, anybody who wants to come out and be able to help give out bags or whatever it may be that we need them for in that moment, that's great. Get your foot in the door just for the feeling of giving, which can go along.
I think I could round some people up. Yeah, I got some people that owe me some favors. Just kidding. No, I think I can round some people up. I think I usually I tend to surround myself with like-minded people, so their hearts basically set up the same as mine. So I know a few people that would definitely come and join. So
cool.
I'm excited about
Appreciate
that.
it.
But we cannot, this is not the Investment Talk Only podcast if we do not have stock of the week. So I need to know what I need to go and buy. So Johnny, can you tell me a little bit, like, what's your stock of the week?
All right. So most of the time I give stock of the week because, fundamentals, but I'm going to give one off of just technical analysis. All right. So stock of the week is Twillo, stock symbol TWLO.
I always got to write these down. What up?
So I like Twillo. Like I said, it's based off of technicals. One, because they're a good company. They dropped significantly, right? But they dropped to a support level, and the support level it defended it well. And so basically, when we say defended it well, did the support level, did it just go through it and then actually just break down and kept on plummeting? A good defense, support defense is that it kind of broke through it, but then it recovered and it kind of hovered over the support. So that means it just, the buyers thought it was a good buy point at that support level. So it did that, and it kind of shot up, but now it's back at the support level again. So basically, this is a good entry. So you want to buy at a good entry. So right now it's at a support level, and I'll say this is a decent entry to get at. The risk reward ratio is very good, and I'll say, yeah, if it breaks the support, then get out. But you know, the risk reward ratio is in your favor right now. So Twilio, if you look at the charts, I'll say this is a good entry. You have a good potential for upside.
Okay. Twilio. I'm already like logging into my brokerage account and like trying to like
EWLO. I'm actually
You want a coin of the week?
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
So
yes,
this is for people who are like more into risk than anything else. So obviously to start there. But there's a coin called RIT20, RIT20. It's based on Realty. All right. So this coin is super low volume, which typically is bad, right? So you're really trying to play the swing on this. So it jumps from, it has like, not obviously these are huge ranges, but it'll go from like 8 cents to $4.20 or something like that, like out of nowhere. So because the volume's so low, it moves so quickly. So heads up, if you're gonna get in on this thing, set your limit sells like immediately as soon as you buy it. Set a limit sell for something, right? Because you're not you people like, oh, let me check my coin like every time I get up and go to the bathroom type thing. If you're not on that level of checking, you might miss it. So
it's funny you said that because my nail tech, she was doing my nails and she's like, so, and I'm like, what are you? And she's like, I'm so sorry. I've been going there for 5 years, so we have a good relationship. She's like, I want to check my crypto. She kept wanting to check it every couple seconds. Yeah,
crypto people check every 5 seconds. I try not to do that. Like I'm like, I'll check maybe twice a day, but unless it's something really volatile, then I'll keep an eye on it. But something like this, like right now, I think it's like back around that 10-cent range. And that's not, it's hard to get on. It's not gonna be on Coinbase. You're gonna have to get like through Bitmart or crypto.com or something like that, probably, because it's not as highly recognized. But you get in at like the 8-10 cents range and you just let it sit there. I don't care what the amount is. If you got to be patient though, you just let it sit, wait, because every 2 or 3 weeks it'll start hitting a nice spike. And I'm talking about like a few dollars out of nowhere. So if you can play that game and set some limits and get in and out, it can be a nice little thing for you over the course of the next 2 months. But you got to keep playing it. And like I said, the low volume, so it's super volatile, like more than any of the other coins that I can give you right now.
And what is it again?
RIT20, RIT20. It's RIT 2.0, but it's listed as RIT20. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
It's a nice thing to play on. I know Bitmart has it. It's just a nice fun thing to play. Like I get excited about because it's like, if you can get in, it's so cheap. Like it's almost risk free because it's only going to go up or hover around where you're at anyway.
Yeah.
But that's if you can get in on that 8 to 10 range. If you're getting in any more than that, like you could drop to 8 cents. So just be aware.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Good to know.
Yeah. And I'm definitely looking forward to volunteering with you guys' first project. So I need to get me a Be the Reason shirt. So I might go on.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
But yeah,
we need some hoodies too for that because if it's cold outside.
I got hoodies.
You
They're
do?
on there.
On the store,
hoodies.
right?
Yeah, they're in there.
Okay.
Hoodies, cups, whatever you
Yeah,
need.
I'm all about hoodies. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So
They're there.
so I could be out there, hot or cold, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right on the first page you go on there, you'll see.
He's like, we got black, we got white, we got red. What color you want?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm happy for you guys. This is just the beginning. One day we're gonna look back and we're like, oh my god, remember in 2021 you guys introduced Be the Reason? Like when how people find like old videos or articles of they're like, oh, this is the CEOs or whatever. That's what I feel about whatever Johnny puts his hands on. That's how I feel. I feel like all of this stuff is gonna resurface one day, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know, Johnny Ruiz, and he did a podcast like way back then, like, and it's just gonna be great. Like, I'm excited to be a part of anything he does. I'm like, all right, I'm down. What do you need? Okay, I'm down. Like, that's how much I seriously feel. I'm like, I'll do whatever for free. You know, I'll tell him like, I'll do whatever for free. And people will be laughing. I'm like, no, because that's how I really, truly believe, like, if it was my own self doing it, you know? I'm like, I'll do it. Let's go. What we got to do? Okay.
That's awesome.
So,
I just hope I can, you know, make that true. So.
Nah, man, it's going to be true. Like, a lot of people you've grown to, not to, you know, embarrass you or anything, but you've done enough action behind your words to people, to the level that people have blind faith in you. And that's great. Yeah. So
blind faith, that's what it was.
You know, like, that's it. Like if
sure.
if you believe in it, I believe in it, even if it's gonna fail. And I try to tell you that all the time, you know, just to keep reiterating it. Like, you don't need to explain. Whatever you say, just do it. I'm good with that, because it's true. That's the level of support that I feel towards you. So it's glad that you're the type of person to give that back. So that's great.
That's awesome, man. That means everything.
Yep.
For real. So appreciate that a lot.
So when you see that Lamborghini and be like, oh, my system, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Buy that for Christmas. You know, way back. Way.
You know I ain't gonna be spending.
Nah, you know, he ain't spending that money on a car.
I'll be like, how many homeless packs that could give?
I know, right?
Exactly,
for sure.
right?
He's only going, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
cool, man. Well, let's wrap this up. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you, Charles, for taking time to be on here.
Yeah,
really appreciate you, man. This was great. And of course, Monique. So this is Investment Talk Only. I've been your host, Johnny Ruiz, my co-host,
Monique Benitez,
and our guest,
CL Kid, Charles Martinez.
All right, thank you.
Show me the money. Investment Talk Only. We keeping it coming.